Today, we're going to talk about a really critical shift for any business out there, moving from just drowning in data to actually being in control of your entire operation. You'll see how the right tools don't just spit out reports, they give you real power. So let's start with this question right here, because it's a big one. So many leaders are just buried in spreadsheets, reports, and raw numbers. You have the data, no doubt, but are you really in control? I mean, do you have the insight you need to make a strategic decision right this second? That's the gap we're here to close. All right, so the very first step to getting that control back is turning that mountain of data into instant, actionable answers. It's all about getting from a question to a decision in a matter of seconds, not hours or days. Let's see how that works. This is where the whole idea of a command center comes in. In TallyPrime, this is the go-to feature. Honestly, you should think of it as your single most powerful management tool. With just one simple keyboard shortcut, you can instantly bounce from a high-level ratio analysis to a deep dive stock summary to your cash flow, and you do it all without ever getting lost in menus. It puts any report you can think of right at your fingertips. So, if go-to gets you to the right report, drill down is what gets you the real story. See, it's not just about looking at a number on a page. It's about understanding the why behind it. With a single click, you can go from that big summary number to the ground-level truth, every single transaction that made up that number. Let's just walk through how this actually works. It's incredibly simple. You're looking at a big picture report, right? Let's say it's your key business ratios. A number it looks a little off, it catches your eye, you click it, and bam, you're instantly looking at every single ledger entry that feeds into that figure. That's how you go from a 30,000-foot view down to the nitty-gritty details in a heartbeat. Okay, so mastering your data inside the office is one thing, but what happens when you're out and about? Real control means running your business on your terms, no matter where you are in the world.
You know, the old way had you chained to a desk. Information was always a little out of date, and the big decisions had to wait until you were physically back in the office. Well, the new reality is completely different. Just imagine pulling up a live profit and loss statement on your tablet while you're traveling and making a critical call based on real-time data, using nothing more than a web browser. That's the game-changing shift we're talking about.
But of course, as soon as you start giving your team remote access, a huge security question pops up. How do you give people the tools they need to do their jobs without, handing over the keys to the entire kingdom? The answer is solid, role-based security. As you can see here, you can set up very specific roles for your users. So, for example, a sales executive can be set up to only see and create sales invoices. They can't wander into sensitive reports like the P&L. This makes sure your data integrity is rock solid, while still letting your team get their work done effectively. Now let's take this idea of control up one more level. We've gone from looking at individual reports to accessing them from anywhere. The last piece of this puzzle is going from a single business unit to a complete, unified view of your entire enterprise. If your business has multiple branches or locations, you know the headache of trying to get one clear picture. The solution is to create what's called a group company. And what this does, as you can see, is it automatically pulls in and combines the data from all your different branches into one single unified company for all your reporting. And this is the ultimate payoff. One unified view. Instead of trying to tape together separate reports from different places, you get a single consolidated profit and loss statement for the whole organization. This is that true bird's eye view that every leader needs for smart strategic planning. So this all brings us to a really important final point. We need to start thinking differently about this kind of software. It's not just a tool, it's a strategic system for total business management. This is what we call the ERP mindset.
So the key takeaway is this. We're not talking about some simple data entry program or just an accounting tool. We are talking about a complete enterprise resource planning or ERP solution. The best way to think about it is as the central nervous system for running, managing, and most importantly, controlling your entire business.
Which really just leaves us with one final thought. Once you have this level of total insight and control, the ability to go from a consolidated P&L down to a single transaction in seconds, from anywhere on the planet, what's the first bold strategic move you're going to make?